Many digital marketing and SEO agencies usually rely a lot on referrals, and this is exactly what I help them to remove from their business and actually scale their business by building outbound system. But in this video, besides doing this, I'll also first of all explain why do you even need to do this, what you can do besides outbound, and how to actually stop relying purely on referrals. So let's get started. The first thing is that I want to discuss why do you even need to stop relying on referrals. Probably it already makes sense for you because referrals are not unlimited. You cannot just go and talk to somebody who is not kind of your, who was not referred to you, who is not your friend. Basically, it's going to be already an outbound system. So why wouldn't you build an outbound system in the first place if you are not able to reach your friends? If you don't have like basically friends, you don't have referrals, so you don't have anything to tap from. So this is something that doesn't really allow you to scale your business. If you want to get more appointments next month, if you want to get more clients next month, is this something that you are able to do? If you have to, probably with referrals, the answer for this is going to be no. So this is why you need additional sources besides referrals. So this is what we're going to discuss in this video, what exactly you can do. First one is organic traffic. This is what you probably also have because we're building SEO, and also many of us actually have those search optimizations, so we can get this traffic, but it also kind of is not very consistent. It's almost the same as referrals, but they're a little bit colder than referrals, obviously. But this is not consistent and we cannot scale this as well. The next thing that we can do is also run ads. This is kind of a good strategy somewhat, but it's much easier to actually reach out as well as you can actually predict. But with ads you can also kind of predict, but personally I prefer reaching out, and there is lots of reasons to this, which I'll explain in this video as well. The next thing after ads, I'm not into ads, I'm not doing ads myself, so I cannot tell you about ads, but the next thing besides outbound is actually inbound, which is really nice. Organic traffic kind of is already meant to be inbound, but what I mean by inbound is actually using platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, whatever is working for your specific niche. So for home improvement, it could be Facebook. Maybe some of them are on LinkedIn, so you could chat with them there. And what you can do even better is actually create content, put out some content. Definitely it's a long-term run, and if your content is getting some engagement, then you will be able to communicate with those people. And I don't need you, this is a problem that I see many founders actually do, is that they create content and then they try to get from the content, from the post, someone to book a call with them directly. This is not how you should do. You still need to reach out to them directly yourself, but this time they'll be warmer because they already have seen your content. So it will be easier for you to build this communication process and bring them on a call with you and potentially offer them your services. So this is what I do myself, and I recommend you to do this as well, especially if you don't really want to build an outbound system that will require like relatively lots of efforts, unless you're working with me, of course. And the last thing that I have to talk about is definitely outbound. And the reason why I recommend to do this is because once you build the system, once you have all the testimonials, once you have a good offer which is actually working, delivering results, building an outbound system is an awesome thing. Maybe besides ads, but ads is like a higher level and you need to know where exactly you can target those people. But when it comes to working with local businesses, most of them have their phone numbers. Some of them have their emails, some of them have their like whatever, SMS. You can send them SMS, right? So there's many ways you can actually reach out to them directly without spending money on ads. And if you don't want to spend money, you can even do outbound yourself. But if you want to spend money, you can run ads, try this out, but it also really depends on what platforms your businesses are on. I personally prefer cold calling, and this is the best way to actually get someone on the phone, try to talk to them, see what their current situation is like, and you're not spending money on that. And of course, if you don't really want to do this, this is what I'm here for. This is exactly what I'm building out for SEO and digital marketing agencies. I'm building out fully outbound system using cold calling and SMS. And if this is something you're interested in, you can go to the link in the description, actually book a discovery call with me, or you can just text me on LinkedIn. This is fine. And we can just have a chat there before even our call and see what exactly is it that I'm offering. And I can bring approximately 30 qualified appointments to you in the next 90 days, fully guaranteed. I'm not getting paid before I actually do this because my system is working extremely well and I know everything about it. And I cannot guarantee that it's going to be 30 for your specific niche because you're working maybe with someone who is requiring higher revenue level, then it's going to be harder to target them. But for the most part, it's around 30. So yeah, feel free to message me or book a call with me. And the reason why we built outbound is obviously because we can have this conversation, we can have basically a chat and see what they're looking for. We can build this pane basically, which is going to help us to move them to the sales call and already have some information before we actually start chatting with them. But even if you do run ads, they still have to opt in to your ad. They still have to fill out some form. Maybe they'll even book a call with you, but it's a really like tricky funnel, and the cost per qualified appointment is going to be pretty high for you probably there. So you will still have to have the conversation. So why don't you have this conversation in a cold call right away, or a cold SMS, which is also like not a bad thing. But I prefer a cold call for the most part, especially since there are some compliance limitations when it comes to SMS. You need to have some opt-out messages there. So yeah, this is what I do, and this is what I recommend you should do. And to actually scale your business and don't rely on referrals, I recommend you to build a system that actually works the way that you know it works. So basically, whenever you're giving it some inputs, let's say you're doing 200 messages or you're spending whatever, $1,000, you know that you get some specific result. Would it be ads? Would it be cold calling? Whatever is it that your system is working on, this is what you can do. And if you want to utilize the system through myself without relying on ads and actually know who is coming to your channel, who is coming to your funnel, and who is getting on the call with you, then you can use myself instead of running ads, and we'll do this for you, and it's going to be more cost effective for you in the long run. And you will know who exactly you have on the call. Since with ads, you will still have to go through this process anyways. With all inbound, you still have to do this. With all the sources, you basically have to do this. The only place where you don't have to do this is obviously referrals. But with referrals, you're not able to get more of them. You don't control the inputs. You just have the outputs, and there's nothing you can do basically. You can maybe go and talk, find some more friends, go to some networking events, and this is what some of the founders do. But this is like not very predictable as well, because even networking events are not happening each and every week, right? Yeah, so feel free to connect with me and we'll build a system for you. And I hope this video all made sense for you. I'll see you somewhere in the links.